deer hunting.
Everybody, what's going on? So, hopefully I take a chance to show you all my stand setup this year. It's new for me for this year. Last couple of years I've been running a Lone Wolf Assault 2 with 3 Lone Wolf sticks. This year I decided that I was spending more time in the tree at a lot lower heights. I didn't actually need the third stick that much, so I wanted to shave a little bit of extra weight. I sold that setup and I purchased what we have here. This is the Novix Hilo, which is a slightly smaller stand, a little bit lighter stand, and I've gone to 2 sticks with 8ers on both steps. Still running Lone Wolf full-length sticks, and which now I guess is now Novix, since Lone Wolf, the original Lone Wolf is no longer producing, and this is what I'm packing. It works great for me. I did have a saddle set up too that I did get this year to try out some here and there, but so far I still prefer a stand setup. So anyway, here's what we got going on. Nothing spectacular here, guys. I like to shelf my seat, and something you can do on any of those stands that don't have a shelf setup deal is you can just run your stand strap down underneath your seat, fold it up, and then bring it back up and just loop it on whatever, anything on your sticks, on a stand, and it will create a shelf, and a very sturdy shelf. Actually, last year I did this very same thing to pack out my buck I killed last year. I think it was something like, I don't know, 8/10 of a mile or something, and my pack hero to my pack on this right here, so it works just fine. Anyway, outside of that, what I have on here right now is just my camera arm, which is just got on my bungee. This is a cheap bungee you can buy anywhere that I have wrapped with some camo co-band to help knock down that sound. The other bungee I have on here, actually helping to hold my sticks on, is one that I fixed up just like, if you guys know who Jason Semkowiak is, he has a channel when actually my first setup I copied directly off of him, and it works fantastic. But anyway, another bungee here. I took some clear tubing, you can see that real well, some clear tubing, and heat shrunk around the ends of that for that very same reason, so it leaves no sound whatsoever. And then recently I picked up 2 of these things, which are Titan straps. Now these are like knockoff brand, and if you guys know what Temu is, it's got all kind of crazy stuff for like crazy cheap. So anyway, I've got these Titan straps at the top, which hold the sticks exactly how I want them in place, and then I run the bungee across the bottom to hold it in there. But that's pretty much it for holding things in place. Just a couple bungees. Camera arm I'll show you another time. It's actually a DIY deal. It's nothing fancy, but it works. It's fairly cheap to produce. You can probably make the damn thing if you have some spare climbing stick you don't care to sacrifice. Anyway, climbing sticks. Climbing sticks, we still are running the old school, original Lone Wolf full links. These are new straps. I think I purchased straps from Novix. So I try to replace the straps every couple of years. I've had my previous setup. I think I had it for 3 years. I purchased, the sticks were already used, so these are new sticks. Let me say these are new straps for me this year because of that. Another thing I copied from Jason off of, I think it's, what was that? Traditional Bowhunter Winners Podcast. It's the name of his podcast. Anyway, one of the things I brought from him too are these right here. These are called yak grips, which are kayak grips, or pieces of neoprene sleeve. You can cut those in half, slip them over your cam buckles, and you got, I mean, other than the hollow tubing sound, and I guess echo off of this table that I've got here. But I mean, so rather than just being straight metal to metal, it's a pretty good deal. I'm a cam buckle kind of guy. I don't like Versa straps. I don't like the daisy chains. I don't like ham steel. Just for me, the convenience factor of the buckle is worth a few extra ounces. So I still run cam buckles. Anyway, stick itself, no real modifications to it other than just a little bit of paint. And this is actually co-band. I wrap it in camo co-band, throw a little bit of extra tape on there. Again, for help dead a little bit of sound, just scraping against limbs and sticks and things. And then aider is a cable aider. That's a garage door. Cable aiders, in the past I've made my own aiders. Actually the stick that I use, just picking behind me, this is my scouting / camera hanging stick. When I pack with me when I'm going in for early season, need to hang cameras and check things like that. And I actually got just a homemade aider on here, which is just simply a piece of nylon webbing off a ratchet strap with a cut, and put a piece of heater hose, which, you know, works just fine. But whenever you are getting up and down the tree, and especially if you plan on using aiders further into the tree, as in like on more than just your bottom step, which is what I've done in the past, it's hard to get your foot in there sometimes, especially in the dark. Cable aiders hold themselves off and away the tree, and it makes it much easier to stay open all the time for your foot to get in. So I really like these cable aiders. They are slightly uncomfortable, and they are slightly noisy. If you buy a rubber sole boot, these are rubber coated. So with these, I've taken some, again, cheap Coban, wrapped them up, put some duct tape on the end so that the Coban won't slide. That way I don't get that squeak from my rubber boots. Second stick is the exact same. There's absolutely no difference in it. So 2 sticks, 2 aiders, set up the exact same way. And we're talking about, I can reach 15 feet with those 2 sticks and those 2 aiders, which I'm, you know, pretty long-legged guy, so that's not that big a deal, but that's plenty high. Now, come late season, when the foliage starts dropping off, I may grab my other set of sticks, which they're actually with my saddle set up. It's 2 full-length Lone Wolves, aider on bottom stick, and then I've got a 3rd stick that I've modified to a cut-down double step. And, you know, that comfortably gets me around 18 feet or so. I personally don't hunt much higher than that. I mean, if I'm pre-hanging sets, yeah. If I'm going private property, I'll be 20 feet every time. But what I'm doing is mobile hunting, which most of you guys is now kind of really popular. It is, you know, I'm just trying to find a first piece of solid cover, and that's pretty much it. So the buck that I killed last year on public, which is still my biggest buck, it's actually the buck that you can see a picture of me on the intros of these videos in the snow. That buck I shot at about, I think I was like right at 14 feet maybe. And then the buck that I killed the previous year on public as well, which is also in the intro video, yeah, I shot that deer at almost just under 12 feet. And you can literally jump up and almost touch the damn stand so low. So I think that was the thing. It's about trying to find some cover, somewhere to get blended into. Moving on to the stand. Again, notice a nobody's helo. I have a set of military surplus Molly shoulder straps. I do not have the waist belt on this stand. On my previous assault stand, I did have the waist belt as well, but this stand being a little lighter, short losing a stick, I didn't think that I needed it, and it's a little more stuff kind of dangling off the stand. I just hung. This is in a tree. You got this much dangling down in the wind to move around, and it's just, so I figured I would have just ditched the waist belt this time, and it's worked out fine so far. As far as modifications on this thing, next to none really. I wrap my cables with Coban again, and guys, those stealth strips are like the way to go, don't get me wrong, but this stuff is like dirt cheap, and we can get a lot of this stuff. So wrap the cables in Coban. Again, hit the squeak boots while you're on stand. We have same deal, cam buckle, yak grip on the cam buckle as well, again to keep that sound down. A little bit of a cheap paint job. It's a couple of round cans, just kind of blow stuff over it. It's just anything, just kind of help knock down a little bit of shine with this aluminum. This stand is very textured. It's very rough, so it grips really well. But on the same token, it does make a little bit of sound. It does have a little sheen to it. So, and outside of that, the only modification I made that, you know, again, just stuff you do on your own risk, I have actually cut down the seat. So these are the same seats that you find on all Lone Wolf, original Lone Wolf stands. You can see that there. And this one here has been cut down. So I'll turn it around here, bring it close to the camera. You'll see that I have made cuts. And this was a nice big oval shape coming across here. I found that these stand seats were too big for me. And when I say that, when I was sitting in a stand, the way the seat come out like this, it would hit me in the back of the thighs when I'm sitting. It really was uncomfortable where it hit me at. So on this stand, I actually cut it down, shaved about 3 inches off a few key points. It should not affect anything structurally. I mean, hell, it's a seat. But I did, I mean, I may have shaved a pound at the most, but it wasn't so much for weight consumption as it was about just the comfort aspect of things. So I did cut that seat down and just reattached it with a few zip ties, put a little bit of tape on the outside where I cut this cushion to match. That way it wouldn't be exposed and catch moisture. So, you know, that kind of thing, you know, choose to do it at your own risk. It's up to you. One last thing I did do, and I actually just did this myself, is I added a zip tie right there, zip tie, to the strap. Because for the first time ever, on my last set, as I was going to hang this in a tree, my strap actually come off the button, off the Versa button, and fell. So I had to go back down the damn tree, get the strap, come back up. Because the loops on these are slightly larger, I feel like, it might not be, than my original straps for the Lone Wolf stuff. So I did put a zip tie right there. That way this thing cannot fall off. So it's always on there all the time. You know, I like to climb a tree, stand on my back as I go. I mean, these straps are kind of bulky and they are kind of heavy. I would much rather have went with another option. I think Kuiu has a set that's really, really nice. And there was somebody else, and I can't recall exactly, who had one that's really nice as well. Slightly narrower, different padding, but they're also really, really expensive. I think I gave $15 for these things, okay? I'm the kind of guy that loves to cut $1 where you can cut $1. So, sticks, I've got 2 sets of these, bought both sets used, okay? The Lone Wolf Assault that I had before, I bought it used too. So, if I cut $1 somewhere, it's what I'm gonna do. These work out fine. So, you know, if you had the extra money to spend or whatever, then pour it on it. But you're a working man, got a family, you know, you got to try to shave dollars where you can, but money of course is most important. So this is not really affecting anything. We will show you real quick is my harness setup. So I think when I went to this tile hunting 2 or 3 years ago, I also switched harnesses, and I went to a rock climbing style harness. This harness, I'm not sure how well you can see that, it's all jumbled together, but this is an Amazon special, guys. So some people might be freaking out, oh my God, you bought things from Amazon, it's just life-saving equipment. Like, listen, man, all right, you do you. I paid $30 for this thing. I have modified it quite a bit, even after that. But since it's a rock climbing harness, since it's rock climbing rated, so it ain't failed me yet, okay? So if you feel like you can't do that or it's too dangerous, by all means, don't do it. Me personally, I'm fine with it. So I will bring it here a little closer. Again, this is something that I robbed from Jason Samkowiak. Just came out here a little bit. On this particular setup, originally this thing had really thick padding, which you can see that here. Really wide, thick padding on the legs straps and on the waist. I cut all of it off the legs to make it easier to get on and off, and a little less bulky. And I cut it on the waist, all that extra off, and just left it just around the waistband itself. On the sides here for the D loops or for your lineman's, it has metal connectors. Now originally I cut those off, and I thought that I will shave some weight. I'll just feed the D-ring or carabiner straight through the loop and the webbing of the saddle itself. Harness, looks like a saddle. But actually afterwards I found out these have these big wide open metal hooks. It's actually really, really nice. It's really convenient. It's really easy to find them in the dark, clip in place. So I actually replaced them, and I bought some metal stainless steel D-rings and put them into place. And that way I still have nice, big, easy, open metal hooks to get into. They're oddball shaped. I don't know what you even call these things, but it's a metal stainless steel D-ring. It's rated for like, oh God, I don't know. I think it was rated for like 2,000 pounds or something. So it's fine. Outside of that, I did add on a secondary rope. This is something that I picked up from Jason Samkowiak as well. And you know, originally I was climbing with just my lineman's belt, and I got time to come around a limb or go around a limb, which is much more prevalent now that I'm, you know, mobile hunting and running guns. So people that do this, you understand, you got to go around a lot of limbs. I just undo my lineman's belt. I'd grab onto the tree, throw it around the limb, hook back to myself, climb up. All right, so listen. I've hung lots of tree stands over the years with no safety harness of any kind, okay? It's dangerous and it's stupid. So anybody that's new, young, or whatever, think you're an instructor, listen guys, it's plumb damn ignorant. Do not climb a tree without a harness on. Do not climb a tree without a lineman's belt or a lifeline. If you got pre-hung, permanent sets, run your lifeline from the stand onto the ground. Anyway, what Jason did is he put a secondary rope on the front of his harness, which is what I've done. Of course, this is the main anchoring point for rock climbing purposes. This is a 8mm rope, and what I've done is it's about, I don't know, like 9 feet long or so. And just like he does, when I come to a limb, I will unloop this thing, which it literally just falls apart, throw it around a tree, tether myself, so I'll be tethered off, and then onto my lineman's belt, climb to the next limb, put my lineman's back around, untie this, and I can just throw it over my shoulder or whatever as I continue to climb. One thing I did do to mine, he did not do to his, is I put on a prusik knot. And the reason why I did this, originally I had a carabiner on here, and it made going around the tree a hell of a lot quicker, because if I had to go around another limb, slide this thing toward the end, toss it around, and had a carabiner on it, and I could just hook it back to here, and it was fully adjustable. But it's a little extra weight, a little more noise, so I ended up just avoiding that, untying not super fast, super easy. But once I get into the tree, when I'm finalizing and I'm ditching my lineman's belt, what I can do is I can tie off to this tip to this prusik and adjust the prusik, which will adjust how much slack I have. So I like having that extra option on there. Now, lastly, we have my lineman's belt. This is something most everybody's running now. Once you can run prusiks on any of the stuff, but Ropeman's are a godsend. These things are freaking amazing. Or you've got Kong Duck who makes them, and there's other kind of tenders like that, but these things are great. So what I have here is a 10mm rope. This is a static rope, which is crucial for lineman's belts. You want something that's stiff. They kind of have to get up and down the tree. It's not dragging and raking at the bark and stuff. And this one here, it has actually has a sewn eye. I actually ordered this rope from a arborist company called West Spur. And those people were fantastic. When I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know what I really needed, I just called them and they walked me through the entire process. They were fantastic. Of course, you're buying arborist quality ropes too, which is always nice to know you get good stuff. But anyway, just a regular old D-loop carabiner here, aluminum. Here we have one in a locking version. I have some above. Most people probably say you're stupid, you should only have locking. This one, when I'm running my harness, the one with my roping on it, it stays locked, never comes unhooked. This one, I unhook a lot. This is the one I throw around the tree, this side, so I just chose not to have one with a locking mechanism on it. Okay, so is it a bit of risk involved in that? Yeah, probably so, but it is, I don't know, it's fine. That's what I'm doing. So again, you make choices for yourself on what you want to do. Outside of that, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed some of that. And if you got any questions or comments, or you got anything you want to add or ask about how to set your stuff up, feel free to reach out, and I'll do my best to help you out. All right? It is October 22nd, so we are getting ready to hit the cusp of pre-rut. So starting next week, we actually have a big cold front coming through. Oh, I think it was actually next Sunday. This is Sunday today, so it's supposed to be warm all this week. And I actually have vacation coming up, and originally I had planned on taking the second week of November, just a whole week straight. But now that I'm looking at the forecast, I may change that. And what I may wind up doing is taking off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which would be the 30th, 31st, and the 1st. And hunting those 3 days, going back to work for a couple of days, and then come back out the following week and take next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Just trying to watch the weather, play the weather as it is, and then we'll go from there. But it's been tough. Man, it's been rough right now lately. And I'm hoping that this weather change, rut gets here, and I can actually get some damn deer on camera. So, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, you know what time it is.